Hello, how are you today? Noticing anything different about me? Yeah, I'm dressed as Snuffkin. One, because I want to, because dressing up is fun, and I literally don't care what anybody else thinks. But also because I'm probably posting this on Halloween. So, happy Halloween if that's the case. If not, then shit. Sorry about the train. It's been really annoying recently because there was something wrong with the railway crossing, so we're gonna have to deal with that. No matter when I film, no matter where I do it, you'll still be able to hear it, so we're just gonna forget about it, okay? My Chromebook broke before I got to write out this video, so I had to type everything on my phone, and that kind of sucked. Because I'm horrible at typing on my phone. I feel like sometimes we can all get a bit caught up in the negatives of life, and I think that's a very normal human thing to do. Like, it's fine when we do that, but I think sometimes it's also nice to push that all aside for a minute and just think, wow, what a great world we live in, because I think we do. I think we live in a very beautiful, wonderful world. Appreciating the simple things in life is just finding beauty in everything, right? Maybe the fall leaves were really gorgeous this afternoon, or the nice breeze off the river water was just enough to cool you off after a long, fulfilling walk. There are a lot of things to find neat in this life, and these are some of mine.
Number 1, caterpillars.
Have you ever just looked at a caterpillar? I know that's like a really random one to start this off, but they're so fluffy and colorful and their little faces are so adorable. Have you ever seen a caterpillar's face up close? Oh my god, I just want to give it a little kiss on the forehead, but they're a bit too small for me to be able to do that, so damn it. And especially when you think about what they transform into, butterflies and moths are some of the most beautiful creatures on this planet, in my opinion at least. It's just crazy to think about how much things can change, and I love it because it makes me think about all the wonderful changes that I might go through in the future. It's just a nice thought.
Number 2, sunsets.
Pretty basic thing to love, I think. Sunsets are so cool, it's hard not to love them, but I love seeing all the colors the sky can be painted with, and I don't think any sunset is the same as another one. Kind of like snowflakes, they're all different. Sometimes when I'm feeling stressed, I like lying down on a blanket in the grass and just looking up and watching all of the shades I've never seen before go by until the sky turns dark and fills with stars. I think it's wonderful, and that actually reminds me.
Number 3, stars.
I wish there were less lights coming in from the city, but I live in Utah, so I can just drive up to the mountains and look at the stars there, and I'm really lucky that I'm able to do that. Proven trillions of lights floating around in space, watching over us constantly and showing us that they're there even when the night comes around. It's really cool. Stars make me feel kind of special. It's like the entire universe shines for us when we need it the most. The entire universe! Isn't that crazy? Do you ever think about that? Like how well we can see the stars from here. I think it's so cool.
Number 4, trees.
Trees and plants in general help us breathe. They clean the air for us. They provide food. They provide shade, shelter, and supplies. They give us a lot, and I've always thought that an appreciation for nature is very necessary for us to coexist with our planet, and I still think it's true. I also think it's hard not to appreciate. I really love driving the Alpine Loop during autumn and just looking at all the reds and oranges and yellows. They mix together so perfectly, and I've even noticed that sometimes the mountains look like a watercolor painting. And I guess that's why people make watercolor paintings of the mountains. But still, my point still stands. It's so gorgeous. I love it. If you ever visit Utah, that is the time I recommend it the most. But even in the winter, it looks beautiful. All the evergreens covered in shiny white snow, and the dead branches reaching up to the sky. Even if it's dead and death is sad, I still like looking at it. It looks so cool. And in the summer, they're really fun to climb. I used to climb them all the time. There's this really big tree by the elementary school that I went to. I always climbed on there when I was waiting for my mom to come pick me up. It was so cool. I keep saying cool, but it was. I just gotta climb up until the branches were too thin for me to climb on and look down at the playground at the kids playing, and it was fun. And I miss that. I wish I was as brave as I was back then, because now I get scared of climbing trees because they're too high up.
Number 5, baking.
I know baking is a hobby and not necessarily a natural thing, but it is very neat. And I make a lot of cookies and cakes and pies and cobblers during autumn and winter. But in the summer, I make lots of popsicles. At least I've been trying to. This summer, I didn't do very well with that, but I try to. And in the spring, I like making recipes with dandelions. A lot. I really like using dandelions. If you ever want to use dandelions, just make sure you wash them, because I'm pretty sure a lot of places where dandelions grow, they get sprayed. So I don't want you to have to call poison control. So that's Robbie's tip of the day. Wash your dandelions, okay? I made lemon dandelion muffins a while ago, and they were so good. They were so delicious. And some people might think it's weird that I'm eating flowers, but you know what? Try it sometime, all right? I think baking is especially fun when you have somebody to bring your makings to. If you bring a tray of cookies to your friends, it's like a feeling unlike any other. Even to your neighbors, because I used to have a neighbor that, well, they moved away. They moved to Florida. Why would you move to Florida willingly? Anyways, yeah, they moved to Florida, but their mom used to bring us a bunch of cookies all the time, and it used to make our days. It's something so simple that can affect someone so much. It shows people you care, and it gets your mind off of things too.
Number 6, momentary happiness.
Seeing someone smile, making someone laugh, hearing a really dumb joke that's so bad it's good, being with your friends and just talking about the silliest things like, I don't know, would you still love me if I was a worm? Whatever you and your friends talk about. It's beautiful. It hits you right in the heart to know that you're the reason someone's having a good time right now, or that you have someone that can make you feel so great.
Number 7, affection.
I don't care how much they're currently loved, hugs are still underrated. When I'm sad, hugging my mom takes it all away. When my friend went on a really long trip, hugging them is a good way to show them how much they were missed. It's just really nice. And when someone hugs me, I cry, and I'm aware that I'm a very sensitive person, but hopefully some of you get that. It's a feeling, again, unlike any other. It's great just to know that you have someone to embrace. And I think it's such a wonderful coincidence that our bodies are built in just the right way, that we all fit together like a puzzle, that a hug could even work, that your hand could fit right into someone else's, that we can be that close. Humans were made to love. Every creature in the world was made to love, and you cannot change my mind about that.
Number 8,
I don't know what to call this one, but I think it's so adorable how I can see someone in a cool outfit and have the confidence to tell them that it's a cool outfit. This person that I've never met before just came up to me to tell me that my shoes were really cute. Total strangers. These are total strangers. And yet we feel comfortable enough to just walk up to them and tell them they're rocking that hairstyle. Does that make sense? Humans interacting with other unknown humans is so cute, and I don't know how to explain it very well, but I hope you understand, and I hope I didn't talk too fast.
I might have, but number 9 is music, so.
I know I'm a bit biased here, considering I make music, but it's so fun! So many different styles, so many different instruments, so many different minds, so many different combinations! The limits are sky high. If they're even in the sky, they might be in the heavens. Who knows? I love looking at different artists' writing styles, especially. I think lyrics are always the thing I notice first when I'm listening to a new song. I also really like turning songs up so loud that it's all I can hear, that my eardrums might explode. But it's nice. It's like I'm absorbing the song into my body and ascending, basically. I like listening to my favorites on a road trip, and I really love being able to sit down on my bed, strum a few chords, and come up with something that I want to share. Music brings people together. Music is something we all have in common.
Number 10, the rain.
When I wake up and smell that musty smell of wet grass and pavement, the day is off to a good start. The smell of rain calms me down immediately, and the sound of rain does so even more. And on these rainy days, especially when it's pouring, all I can think to do is zip up my raincoat, put on my boots, and go outside. It's cool and it's relaxing, and you can watch all the stick and leaf boats float down the gutter peacefully. Sometimes you even get lucky and you find a huge puddle that you can just basically swim in like a giant pond. That probably doesn't happen as often as I think it does, but one time me and my family went to Sprouts and the parking lot was flooded. So it was basically like a swimming pool. A really dirty one. The only thing that sucks about that is if you're like grossed out by mud and bugs and stuff, I would not recommend that. I don't think it would make you as happy as it makes me. because you're basically taking a bath with all the, a fully clothed bath with all the stuff that was on the streets. So that makes it sound really gross. Moving on.
Number 11, cozy sweaters.
It's sweater season, baby, and I couldn't be more excited. I love pulling a freshly dried sweater out before walking out into the cold air. It's a really comforting feeling. The dysphoria levels are at an all-time low this time of year, too, and that's really nice, because all I'm wearing is baggy clothing. I mean, I guess you could still do that in, like, the summer, but then you just sweat a lot.
Number 12, cats and pets in general, I guess.
There's something so therapeutic about having your cat purring next to you or laying on your chest. That's how Tubbs likes to wake me up in the morning. If I'm sleeping in too late and he wants food or something, or he wants to go stretch his legs out in the living room, he just kind of lays right here and looks down at me so that when I wake up completely out of my mind because I'm still half asleep, I go, "Whoa, what the hell are you?" You know? It looks like a little demon is on my chest, but that's obviously not what's happening. Any pet or any animal, I guess, has the power to relax you for at least a little bit. I love my cat and I love my dogs, and I love cuddling with them when I'm overwhelmed or tired or sad or basically feeling any feeling that's ever existed. These are your animals and they love you, and sometimes that's just enough.
Number 13, languages.
This might be an odd one, but it's another thing I find really cute about humans, that we all found our own ways to communicate with each other. I brought it up a couple times because I think learning a new language is really sick, but I've been learning Finnish recently, and it feels so nice when you can talk to someone in the language that they were raised with. It can bring you closer to the culture and the people, and considering how important learning about different cultures is, especially right now, it's a very valuable thing. And now, when I'm at school or something, I can just speak in Finnish, and literally nobody knows what I'm talking about. It's just gibberish to them. The only language we speak here in the US is American.
Number 14, tea.
I love tea. I am very public about my love for tea. Tea is good. I like drinking some chai while I read. I think it can calm my brain down and help me focus, and it especially tastes good with some almond milk in it. That's what I've noticed. My mom gets like vanilla almond milk, and oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god. Okay, anyways, yeah, I love chai. It's very tasty. Tea and honey, too, in the bath after a long day of social interaction is one of the greatest joys in the world for me. It just kind of winds my day down, and it gets me ready for bed, and it warms me up when it gets cold. Tea is a magic liquid. Tea is a magic ingredient in everything. If we're ever hanging out, or if you ever make me sad or mad, because that happens a lot. Just kidding. Buy me an iced tea, and I will instantly forgive you. That's me just wanting you to buy me an iced tea. I don't have any money, and I really like iced tea. Number 15, random knickknacks. I said I was a collector in the Facts About Me video, and I am still going strong. It doesn't even have to be specific collections. I do have a snow globe collection. I have, as you can see here, a pop figure collection, a Ninja Turtle collection. But sometimes I just find something cute or old at a silly thrift store or antique store, and I buy it because it makes me excited. My shelves, again, as you can see, there's a candle in the way here, but there's a bunch of snow globes back there, and there's 2 more shelves up there, are just kind of full of random things I picked up, and I have no clue what I'm gonna do with them when I move, but I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. All that matters is it makes me happy. So, oh well. Number 16, drinking water after a long walk. This is a very simple thing. I love going outside for an hour or two, getting home, and just taking a nice long sip of water. I don't really know how to explain the feeling. The only word that comes to mind is relief, but I'm sure you've experienced it before, and it's great. It is the best thing ever. Number 17, coloring books. I got a Moomin one recently. What? Robbie, you like the Moomins? What? That's crazy talk. I never would have guessed that. Anyways, I don't color a lot, but I've been doing pretty good with this one. Maybe just because it's what I'm hyper fixated on. as of right now, but still, I love the Moomins, and I'm so glad Barnes & Noble finally got more in their collection because it was so tragic before. I love this coloring book. I wish I had more markers though, because they're way easier to use than colored pencils, especially when you don't have a sharpener. Maybe I should invest in one. Or I could just use my teeth.
Number 18, Pinterest.
I have a horrible addiction to scrolling, as I'm sure we all do. But with Pinterest, it's actually productive. I like looking at journal ideas or super cool illustrations that inspire me to work on my own. Sometimes I look up recipes I want to make the next day or things to make out of cardboard. I need to cover it with paper, but this guy. The only problem is there's only 8 star holes because I couldn't fit the last one, which makes me really mad looking at it, but I try to forget about it. Also, I look at those lists that are like 55 fun things to do when you have no life, and they're really helpful. Scrolling on Pinterest gives me the same dopamine levels I'd get scrolling on Instagram, but without wasting my time, because I actually use most of the stuff I find, and it makes me super proud of myself for no reason. Not sponsored by Pinterest. I'm just a fan.
Number 19, crying and being sad.
Happiness is amazing. You don't need me to tell you that. I think we're all very aware, but I think the pain is just as important. I don't like the aftermath of crying because it's usually a headache, and I don't like headaches, but while it's happening, it feels nice because it's a healthy way to get all my feelings out, and it gives me a valuable part of the human experience, which is feeling things. That's the biggest thing you have to deal with when you're a human. If you're not human, oh, lucky you, buddy. Being sad sucks sometimes, and I understand, but I've learned to appreciate it. It's a normal way to process things, and without it, I don't think I would know how great the good things feel. Does that make sense? Life is a roller coaster, and being sad is just another loop-de-loop in the track. And I would know about that because I just went to Lagoon, and I rode the Colossus. So I guess you could say I'm an expert at this kind of thing.
And number 20 is you.
Did you see what I did there? All right. I know you may not believe it, and it might be a bit cliche, but the world is a better place with you in it. You and I are constantly changing and improving and growing and living, and that is a beautiful thing, I think. I make it a point in my videos to remind you of that whenever I can, because I don't know how much someone might need to hear that. I know I'm just a stranger online, and you don't know me, but I think it's still worth something. You seem very neat. And I think I'm pretty neat too, not to toot my own horn or anything like those trains are doing, but yeah, I think we are both very, very cool fellas. We're all a part of this world at the end of the day. We coexist with the caterpillars, we coexist with the trees and the stars and the sunsets, the sky and the river, and we're all a part of the puzzle that is this world, this galaxy, this universe. And it really sucks when you open a new puzzle and there's a bunch of pieces missing. You're important, and I'm glad you're here, and I hope you have a few things that you find neat too, because I think it really helps when you start feeling like that. Another 20-minute video. Wow, look at me go. Anyways, here's the outro. I think a big part of what we see online is negative, and that's what we pay the most attention to for God knows why. But there are negative parts of Earth and of life, but there are also plenty of positive ones, and these are some easy ones to start off with. I encourage you to do the same as I did, and look deep within yourself to find some things that you find neat, that you can look at in your day-to-day life and just appreciate for a moment. Just appreciate that you're here looking at it or feeling it. You can share with me, you can share with your journal, or you don't have to share if you don't want to, but at least share with yourself. Nature and the planets and the stars all keep moving, and all you need to do is try your best to move along with them. And I really hope you do. I hope you keep trying. I hope you feel those feelings. I hope you see those things you want to see. And I hope you have a great day. Not to leave on a sappy, dorky note, but yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm really glad that you're here. And I'll see you next time, I guess.